Well, hello everyone. It is Karen Ann Harlos once again with this 11th, is it 11th episode? No, it's the 12th episode of Jurassic Dictionary, where we examine dead, dying, obsolete, or just words with a fun historical spin, even if they are extant today. While I am more known for my libertarian political commentary, as I am presently the National Secretary for the Libertarian Party, though all views, including those of language, are my own, my lost calling is most certainly history. We have a short episode. What am I saying? We, the royal we? I have a short episode for you today, as there was not much on this word, but I thought it was so interesting. So, what is the word for this episode? Demi-Island. Demi hyphen Iland or Demi-Isle. And what is that? Just kind of think in your head and guess for a second. It is a peninsula. It is what peninsulas were called before the word peninsula was introduced into the English language, and it dates back from the 1600s, according to the Oxford English Dictionary. And it makes sense. You take the word demi, and you append it. No, you don't append it. You prefix it. You prepend it. Is prepend a word? It is now to the word island, and it makes sense. So to go to my notes here, because the word demi isn't really used that much today. To me, it's not that unfamiliar because I like mythology and things like that, and demigod is a word I'm really familiar with, but there is something interesting that was given in the Oxford English Dictionary. So while Demi-Island is obsolete, it does mention that it comes from, putting together the words demi and island, and it notices the word demi is rare. Again, to me, it isn't rare, but that's what they say. And the meaning of demi is half-sized, though I would say a peninsula is more three-quarters size, or diminutive. And peninsulas don't have to be small, but I think if you think of it as like a partial island, it makes sense. Almost an island, but just still grasping on. I'm thinking of Florida because that's where I'm originally from. The hurricane feeler in the ocean, just like grasping onto the mainland. But to me, that is so poetic, and I love those kinds of words. And what this reminds me of, I'm also known for going off on rabbit trails if you watch my libertarian content. But what this reminds me of, there used to be this famous African gray parrot named Alex. If you had never heard of Alex, go and watch some videos on YouTube. What an amazing bird. I believe the vet that was training him, his name was Irene Pepperberg. But Alex could identify colors, allegedly count. Also, allegedly, he grasped the concept of zero, which is actually a very advanced concept. Now, whether there was trickery involved here, I don't know. But there's at least an apocryphal story that Alex, when presented for the first time with an almond, had immediately declared it a cork nut, because he already knew nuts and he already knew what a cork was, and because of the appearance of an almond, he dubbed it a cork nut. Now, this may be apocryphal. I will admit the first time I'd heard of it is I'm a big dystopian fiction fan, and Margaret Atwood, who's most famous for The Handmaid's Tale, she actually wrote a series. I think it's a trilogy. I'm not sure, but it started with the book called Oryx and Crake. Oryx and Krake. If you love dystopian fiction, you will love it. And I think the book after that's called After the Flood. But anyway, from Oryx and Crake, they called each other cork nuts, these two young friends who had the nicknames Oryx and Crake. I'm not going to get into the whole plot of the story, but that's where I first heard it. But I believe I looked it up and it was actually a true story. But even if it isn't, it's illustrative of, or is it illustrative of, this whole idea of taking the word demi, an island, and you got a peninsula. So what do you think? I think I'm going to use this just to be colorful and perhaps befuddle some people, to be a little cheeky, like to call Florida a demi-island or any other peninsula I may found. So I'd love to know if you'd be tempted to do that. Well, that's it for this episode. I do hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I would really, really appreciate it. And you can check out my other channels, Pink Flame of Liberty, which is my main channel where I do radical libertarian political content, and also the Pink Parliamentarian, where I give really quick and easy tips on Robert's Rules of Order. Though I may not look the part, I am a registered parliamentarian with the National Association of Parliamentarians. So I'd love to give you some quick and dirty meeting trips. I don't even like calling, did I say meeting trips? Meeting tips. I don't like calling them dirty because I don't believe in dirtiness in meetings. It's people matter more than rules, and the rules are there to serve people, not people the rules. But if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, check out the Pink Parliamentarian. But until next time, I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye-bye.